Tinubu will vomit everything he has stolen. People's Democratic Party chieftain Olabode George has slammed former governor Lagos State for allegedly mishandling the affairs of Lagos State, stating his time of reckoning was near and he'll vomit everything he's stolen. Bode George was reacting to Tinubu's statement on Saturday, addressing his purported 2023 presidential ambition, as well as the crisis rocking the APC. In the statement, Tinubu said he has not made up his mind as to 2023 presidential ambition, but was rather focused on helping Nigerians during the current economic crisis caused by COVID-19. Well, in response to that, Chief Olabode George said, and I quote, "From the very beginning, I used to tell them that the party, APC, is a congregation of strange bedfellows. When you have a big party like that and someone wants to hijack it, there will be problem. First of all, it is a misnomer in a presidential system for a man who is not elected into any position to come out and say he's the national leader of the party. How is that possible? There is only one national leader of the party, and that is the president. How can a ragamuffin from somewhere just wake up and say he is the national leader and not the president? What does that mean?" All right, he went on to talk about how Chief John Odije Oyegun was removed as national chairman, and he says Tinubu is only facing the judgment of God. You think you can appropriate the whole country's resources like you did in Lagos State to your own family? It cannot work. I believe Nemesis is catching up with Tinubu. We warned him, but he refused to listen. Okay, he went on and on and on and on, even quoting some Yoruba proverbs, you know, and all of that, talking about who is Tinubu deceiving, that he's trying to help Nigerians. Let him bring out all the money in Alpha Beta since the year 2000 till date. The managing director of Alpha Beta, who ran away, we all remember that issue, actually alleged that he was being owed to the tune of 40 billion naira. So Olabode George brought out this issue, and he says that money alone would have taken care of millions of poor people in Lagos today. Enough of this brigandage and classic example of greed. Let me end the quote here. Gentlemen, I'm sure you've read this publication.
Patience.
So let's talk.
As you know, when Nigerian politicians talk, over time I've come to say that there's no big difference between the way the Nigerian politicians talk and the way Nnamdi Kanu of IPOB is talking. Everybody is talking just for their own benefit. All this that is going on in APC and even Bode George bringing his own matter in, it does not reflect on the people. It's not about the people. We had PDP in power for 16 years. What did we get as a nation? We have had APC, this is almost how many years now?
5 years.
5 years. What can we write home about? And I sit here and I feel bad because the top force or younger Nigerians who came together, started political parties, could not sustain. I feel so bad. I feel ashamed of a lot of them, who most of them are my personal friends. I feel really, really disappointed in them. Because what we should be talking about today in Nigeria is a top force, not the same old politicians. The mistake we are all making is that we must come to realize that these old politicians, they know how to take care of themselves. They have studied the Nigerian system, so they understand how to take care of themselves. And the younger generation politicians don't understand this. And that is where they all missed it.
Okay.
So talking about Bola Tinubu, talking about Bode George, talking about APC, it's still the same people. Because tomorrow, if Bola Tinubu becomes the president, which even though he says he's not interested, and he gives appointment to Bode George will not refuse it.
Okay, Dr. Madika.
Okay, let me come through probably from the background of being an African. That background of being an African gave us the idea about what we call moral responsibility. Bode George, in a society where we have morality, shouldn't have talked, and we shouldn't have listened. This is somebody that has gone to jail for one thing or the other. He was just pardoned. And I remember those days when somebody stole just a fowl. That family becomes stigmatized. And in fact, if you want to go and marry somebody, even generation after generations, they will tell you.
They'll still point to that incident. Yeah.
That family.
Where then they
thief fowl. So you see, the issue that moral decadence in Nigeria has gone far that people don't even understand what they stand to gain by being nascent. By understanding that what you're saying, have you looked at yourself? You're pointing at one finger, how many is facing you? So Bode Thomas to me has no moral standard to talk about Tinubu at all. Whether I read it, I glanced at it, and I looked at it, because you see, and people, if you see the number of people that commented, they didn't look at the foundation of the person that was saying this. Coming to Tinubu is unfortunate, really, because I know in the time of Nedekos, Tinubu stood out to fight dictatorship. He stood out, and he went to Ezra. What happened now? Now the country is being run or run by one individual. We are back to dictatorship, whether you like it or not. Call it civilian or whatever. We are in dictatorship era. APC you're talking about do not have any constitution. The constitution they have is Muhammad Buhari. They don't have any operation or whatever. It is Buhari.
No blueprint.
No blueprint, nothing. And you're still standing in that platform that you rejected before, simply because you want to cover your ass. Tinubu has, you look at Iyoloja, his sister. Everybody in Lagos, the market is appropriate to him. The new, what do you call it, the Banana Island, he has almost half of it. For Christ's sake, what are you using this money for? How many years are you going to live? And meanwhile, down by your neighborhood, people are suffering. Are we not talking about schools getting reopened? We're talking about public schools getting reopened. We're looking at the infrastructures that are inefficient. And still, somebody is having billions and is talking about anything. Let me tell you, whether you like it or not, Tinubu has ambition for 2023. Except that he's just seeing the handwork or the handwriting now on the wall, that the Northerners are masters of the game. They started dealing with him now. It's just a matter of time. They will pierce into him. I think the best thing he did was to say, I'm supporting Buhari. I'm still this and that. That's the best thing, because they were just waiting. If you had just said anything contrary by now, yes, would have gone to ask of the bullion van in his house those days. So the issue is that what Tinubu is just playing the politics of survival. He's trying to survive now. He's not playing politics for 2023, and that 2023 is only when Buhari says. So as of now, he's just dancing, just like Oshomola said that he has agreed on what? Agreed on illegality. When has the president the power to dissolve the executive of a party? And you know, even the worst aspect of it, and I was crying inside of my heart, that the president cannot even talk to his people. He was reading from a prepared speech. What stopped you from talking to people one-on-one?
From the heart.
From the heart. You're reading, and after he read, everybody was clapping. I said something is wrong with. And among all of them there, they are educated ones. And if a father has a grievance in his family,
and he prepares a speech,
to read to the children,
something is wrong.
Are you not saying that something is wrong? And unfortunately, what I feel bad about this country, that we applaud abnormalities. We applaud things that are not supposed to be, something that is giving us name elsewhere. And I am asking myself, and sorry to say this, I've been trying to ask a question. What is the meaning of Nigeria? And that is a question I've been asking myself. What is the meaning of Nigeria? Probably